One of the most emotive issues around the Lokpal has been the inclusion of the Prime Minister within its ambit, and I think we're going to see that happening. Have you personally had a chance to speak with the Prime Minister? And what would you say to him today? What would your appeal be to him as we are on the verge, as you said, of a breakthrough, but not quite there?
You know, Prime Minister has already had so many appeals. I would not put one more.
But your appeal would make a difference.
One more to it. You know, he has is inundated with so many requests, appeals, ideas, suggestions. So I only pray and wish everything falls in line very quickly and we find a resolution for this. And I'm also very concerned about Anna's health. If it continues for another few more days, he may have to be really hospitalized. So I hope that stage we don't get into.
You know, there were some concerns last night, in fact, because the doctors were advising hospitalization and the Delhi police was considering doing it forcibly. Are you worried that it might come to that situation?
I wish it doesn't do that way. It doesn't go that way.
Do you think we'll see a resolution in the next couple of days, you think?
I'm so optimistic about it.
Which means before that? Let me ask you a little bit about yourself and your association with this as we end. How did you, as I said, it's a very interesting motley crew, as they say, a very different assorted group of people. How did you get involved in India Against Corruption? And why did you decide to put your weight behind it?
You know, I've been talking about this all along. See, corruption begins where a sense of belongingness ends. And all I talk is about creating a sense of belongingness with everybody. And that is the core point of spirituality, that you belong to everybody and everyone belongs to you. So we started this, this idea came up and we started this last year. And then Anna Hazare, I knew him from last 30 years. He has been fighting against corruption, from Maharashtra. So I had requested him, Anna, you have to come to the national stage now, not enough just... he said, whom do I know in Delhi? I don't know anybody. No, there will be many people who would love to know you and, listen to your ideas. And he's a perfect Gandhian in that sense. So all of us, there was Baba Ramdev was there, myself, and of course, Arvind Kejriwal played the pivotal role. He is still the center pillar after Anna, that. He was coordinating Kiran Bedi. It took a very good start in Delhi. After that, I was traveling around 14 states, asking people to take vow. First, not to bribe anybody. Second, the bureaucrats, I requested bureaucrats to put a sticker on their table, say, I don't take bribes. Third was the Lokpal bill. So these were the three agenda with which we were motivating people all the time.
Have you ever had to encounter an example of corruption? One would think that you are sort of beyond that experience.
Oh yeah. We, whenever you are engaged in any social activity, of course, these sort of issues do come. Many times, our own people were asked bribe. We said, we'll not give a pie. Just registering a land, getting an NOC for a building, constructing a building, all this, we had to go through this menace of bribery. And every day I meet thousands of people and they all come and talk about the same thing to me.
People like Narayan Murthy have suggested to NDTV that maybe it's better to create a panel of eminent citizens who can look at the Lokpal bill. That is an alternative way of doing it. Let's not do it in a hurry. But do you believe, Guruji, do you endorse that view, or do you believe it must be done in this session of Parliament?
See, whoever has drafted, whether it's from Jan Lokpal bill or Aruna Roy's or someone else, nothing will be perfect. They all may have some flaws, or they may all have some modification that is needed to them. So that is an issue that is left to the government, to the expert to sit and work on it. We cannot dictate terms on those things. But basically the principle should be followed. Like, CBI should be independent, or upper bureaucracy, lower bureaucracy, and then the politicians. So these are the basic factors, basic points, if we all agree, then the details could be worked out. It can take its own time. You know, always laws are always associated with amendments. Amendments can go on.
So you're saying the agreement on the basic principles is more important than setting deadlines for the legislation? Because Anna's team has a deadline, in a way. And
No,
you're also Anna's
deadline
team,
may
but some
see-
parts of Anna's team.
See, otherwise, you know, things can just be kept in the parliament, like women's bill now. It's
Forever.
there forever. It can
Ever
go
since I
forever.
became a journalist, it's been in Parliament, actually.
So, you know, then this whole movement would be going into drains. So we want to see that the bill is passed so that it becomes a कानून बन जाना चाहिए, नहीं तो इन सब में पानी फिर जाएगा.
लेकिन जो कुछ आइडियाज हैं, जैसे बाबा रामदेव का है डेथ सेंटेंस फॉर इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंसेस, और सम अदर्स से दैट लिबरलाइजेशन शुड बी स्टॉप्ड. आर यू कंसर्न्ड कि आइडियाज पे ज्यादा फोकस अभी तक नहीं हुआ?
Many people will have many ideas. What is good for common people? What's good for large number of people on long-term basis? That wisdom somebody has to take decision. Because ideas may all be very good, some parts it may go in parts or in whole, but we only have to get a broad picture of the whole.
Yet fasting is not your way. And I remember reading once that one of your followers, a diabetes patient, was on a fast, and you called
Last time Anna when
yes,
was on
and
the
you
fast.
called him and you said, please stop the fast.
Correct.
Why? Because you believe health
Life
is
is more important. Life is more important. I honor life more than that. You know, if somebody is alive, they can do more. I also pleaded to people. Yesterday I got the news that 20 people in the village of Anna is going to immolate themselves.
Yeah.
And that was and we had to make frantic efforts to make people understand this. Immolation is not an answer. And yesterday another gentleman immolated himself. एक आदमी ने आग लगा लिया अपने आप को. देखो इस तरह का एक्सट्रीम जो माइंडसेट है ना, रिएक्शन, ये गलत है. कोई चीज ऐसा रातों रात नहीं खड़ी हो सकती है.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.